What's up guys, the Strong Boys 19 here. This is going to be another tribute video once again. As I was enjoying a lot of my time away from YouTube to return back to my positivity, improving my mental health, and to continue my work on music, unfortunately, all of us had to see the news that we've lost another giant in music history. I have repeated that word giant previously, but this man is no exception for me to call him another giant. Yesterday, we lost Sylvester Stewart, aka Sly Stone, who founded one of the most important and beloved bands in music history, Sly and the Family Stone. Sly Stone passed at the age of 82, and he had COPD, one of the diseases that involved the lungs. And despite how notorious to heartbreaking his life had been through his mental health struggles involving his addictions to drugs, there's no denying for the fact that Sly Stone had made such a wonderful legacy. Not only he is one of the greatest musicians of all time, and to be involved as one of the greatest bands of all time, he was one of the icons who inspired many musicians, from the likes of George Clinton from Parliament Funkadelic to Prince, Michael Jackson, Miles Davis, Herbie Hancock, to future generations in different genres, like with John Legend, to Public Enemy, Beastie Boys, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. The list is endless. Sly and the Family Stone's music, when they were at their best creative peak, has been engaging, intriguing, and a very big part through the scenes of both the soul and the funk. James Brown has always been known as like the pioneering master of funk, but in my opinion, Sly Stone with his band grew funk in a much bigger form of attention. The performances from Sly and his band had been magnetic and wonderful to listen to. You can feel the adrenaline, and it's always wonderful to hear some of the rawest, tightest, and addicting styles of music. Funk and soul are some of my favorite genres ever because it brings you into a very good mood. Soul music can be meaningful and moving, but with the funk side of the contribution through different artists, most of them have been inspired by Sly Stone. One of the best things about his own way of thinking, to create art in his own vision, in my opinion, he's like no other musician who would write something that can be personal, like the treasured masterpiece of There's a Riot Going On. We know what went down personally and mentally, but There's a Riot Going On is not just a timeless album to adore the style of music and the way it sounds, but if you look into the lyrics, Sly Stone was one of those musicians that we did not know that he was writing something very dark and deep. He's one of the innovators that we know we love to listen to this kind of music, but like the other musicians who write these visions of lyrics that sound as emotional and reflective, Sly's way of thinking made us think that we did not know that he felt in these ways, that we should have paid attention. We have to listen to music that means something, not just in the positive sense of the sound of the music, but the lyrics. The lyrics add so much to the detail of why Sly and the Family Stone had been an important part in music history. The energy, the chemistry, and the overall style of performance to their way of thinking has been a big, important part of music. And you go to conversations with the talks about the Beatles, to Frank Sinatra, Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin, Bob Marley. You cannot ignore the impact that Sly Stone did make. He made his own legacy so achievable that is just as a huge phenomenon. We cannot talk about multiple legends in music without talking about Sly Stone. Despite his progression through his difficult times with his struggles with addiction and his notorious behavior later on in life that affected him mentally and personally, that we know about, we have to keep in mind that it's the art and the music that we love about Sly Stone and his band. Sly and the Family Stone truly deserved the contribution to music. And I have always loved how music can be such an uplifting spirit. But with Sly and the Family Stone, they have completed that. And yet at the same time, there is something even more meaningful about their imagery through the lyrics and for the way they have accomplished music that felt even more reflective and personal. My heart goes out to his friends, his family, and to other musicians who adored him as much as me. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments down below. For anybody who wants to get into the styles through the psychedelia of soul and the funk, do check out Stand and There's a Riot Going On, and you will be amazed how much of an influence that Sly Stone and Sly and the Family Stone had made to make us feel inspired by the true geniuses in these styles. Thank you guys for watching, and I will keep you guys posted for more videos in the near future.